Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're breaking down one of the most intense, high-stakes tactical situations we have ever seen in this universe. We're looking at the completely devastating fall of Universe 6 and the desperate but honestly genius defense plan currently being deployed to save Universe 7. If you really want to grasp the sheer scale of the Mikoshian threat and exactly how our heroes are planning to survive it, you're in the right place.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap. We've got 4 key phases today. The sudden fall of Universe 6, the true nature of this new threat, Gohan's master defense strategy, and finally a deep dive behind enemy lines to look at Mikoshin's true power. Let's get right into it. Starting with Section 1, the fall of Universe 6, a desperate escape. The speed and absolute finality of this event are just staggering, and understanding how it played out is totally critical. Just think about how terrifyingly fast this whole sequence of events happens. Lord Champa is away at a meeting of the Destroyer Gods for a week. Then, right on day 1, he suddenly dies, and a massive universe-wide invasion begins almost instantly. By day 2, the situation is completely, hopelessly lost. An entire universe just completely erased in 48 hours by an expanding disintegration technique that started right from its center. The emotional weight of this collapse is perfectly captured in Kaia's final stand. I mean, he literally pushes Caulifla and Kale to run, screaming that they're the universe's last hope. And because of Kaia's tragic sacrifice, this trio actually manages to survive and reach Universe 7, carrying the only intelligence that might save everyone else. They owe their second chance entirely to his final stand. But notice what the angel Vados does next. It's so interesting. She projects the survivors to safety, but explicitly refuses to flee with them. Instead, she heads directly into the danger zone at Champa's palace. She knows that some mastermind used the gods' meeting to trap them inside a massive redistortion field, and she's going right in to investigate exactly how the rules of the gods are being broken. Which leads us to Section 2, the nature of the threat. Let's take a really analytical look at the soldiers who managed to conquer a whole universe in just 2 days. What's truly fascinating here is the origin of these enemy soldiers. They aren't demons, they aren't aliens, they are life spheres. Now, these are spheres of condensed divine ki originally created by Grand Zeno himself as a gift for the first generation of angels. They were essentially this primitive, moldable workforce used to help build the omni-universe. So we're looking at a supreme divine tool that has been deeply, deeply corrupted and weaponized. And just imagine the psychological horror on the battlefield, right? Because these spheres can be endowed with a primal consciousness and physically molded. They took the exact form of powerful warriors Hit had previously assassinated. They bleed, they speak, they reason, just like real mortals, making them incredibly deceptive. The only real giveaways are the strange, distorted ki they emit, and the fact that upon death, they don't leave a body. They just revert into a dark crystal orb that shatters into nothing. Also, remember, this wasn't just some random swarm of mindless drones. The invasion was highly coordinated. Vados noted that the enemy forces explicitly prioritized gathering on and destroying Planet Namek and Planet Coam before doing anything else. So why target those 2 specific planets? Simple. They were the only worlds in Universe 6 that housed the Dragon Balls and a sacred wish-granting totem. The major takeaway here is that the enemy is highly tactical. They intentionally eliminated any objects capable of reversing events through magic. They wanted to ensure the erasure of the universe was absolute and irreversible. And that brings us to Section 3, the defense of Universe 7. Armed with this terrifying intel and a countdown of less than a week before Mikoshin arrives, Gohan steps up with a masterful tactical briefing. The stakes instantly skyrocket here when Goku realizes his ultimate failsafe, Grand Zeno's summon button, is just completely broken. He presses it and nothing happens. No magical backup is coming. The literal cheat code is offline. So with absolutely no help coming from the gods above, Universe 7's survival rests entirely on Gohan's ability to orchestrate a localized 4-team defense plan. Gohan practically chunks this massive problem down into 4 simultaneous objectives. You've got Team D with Vegeta begrudgingly on bodyguard duty alongside Bulma, protecting the evacuated innocents out in space. Team C stays on Earth to protect their Dragon Balls. Team B leverages our battle-hardened Universe 6 survivors to lock down Namek's Dragon Balls. And meanwhile, Team A acts as the vanguard, hunting down Mikoshin directly to stop the erasure at its source. Let's talk logistics, because this builds into a perfect trap. Kibitoshin uses his kaise technique to rapidly evacuate all civilians, while Bulma houses them in survival ships in space. Back on Earth, Dende casts a magic dome to hide the Dragon Balls. By removing innocent lives from the board completely, the massive key signatures of our heroes on Earth and Namek become this deliberate, irresistible bait for the invading forces.
This right here is what you really should take away from Gohan's plan. Absolute redundancy. By intentionally keeping the two sets of Dragon Balls separated across entirely different planets, he ensures that if one defense team gets overrun and their set is destroyed, they can literally just wish them back once the dust settles. Plus, Kibitoshin acts as the rapid response bridge, ready to instantly teleport back up to whichever team needs it most. It's brilliant.
Finally, let's peel back the curtain in Section 4. It's time to look directly at our antagonist, Mikoshin, and uncover the staggering price she's paying for all this power.
Looking inside her Omniverse palace, we discover something genuinely shocking. Only about 1,250 takes, which is roughly 10 hours, have passed since she erased Universe 6, and Mikoshin is already suffering. Her arms are clumsy, numb, and failing to heal. The corruption in her veins is actually becoming resistant to her own natural regeneration. When we do a side-by-side comparison, it reveals exactly why she's in so much danger. Pure angel power is regenerative, natural, but fairly limited in sheer destruction. Corrupted forbidden ki? Oh, it's massively destructive for sure, but it rots her from the inside out. She is effectively poisoning her own cells just to bypass her natural limits. But what did she buy with that poison? 6. That is half the destroyer gods in the entire multiverse, wiped out all at once by Mikoshin during that Universe 6 gathering. It was a devastatingly successful strike, no doubt about it, but unleashing that forbidden energy pushed her body way past its absolute physical limits. To even survive wielding this kind of power, she had to spend centuries developing these really desperate containment measures. She wears magical elastic gloves to trap the corruption in her hands so it doesn't evaporate. She has specialized arm and neck bands with internal seals to stop the infection from reaching her vital organs. And finally, she has to rely on her angelic genetics to slowly swap out the dead, impure cells. If any of those fail, the forbidden kilo will literally kill her. But Mikoshin, she isn't just suffering, she's incredibly calculating. Reflecting on her brief clash with Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, she delivers this absolutely chilling assessment. Quote, "The use of this energy was also remarkably successful, since I was able to mark 2 of them." Which leaves us with one massive, terrifying question heading into this war. Out of all our heroes, who are the 2 mortals currently walking around carrying Mikoshin's corrupted mark? And what is going to happen when that ticking time bomb of forbidden ki finally goes off right in the middle of Gohan's master plan? You definitely want to keep that in mind as the battle for Universe 7 begins. Thanks for hanging out for this explainer, and we will see you next time.